Alright, so we're in the final throes of this receiver, this 500C. The bottom panel is in the sink. It's going to get scrubbed with a Brillo, hot water and Brillo soap. We're going to take care of these missing mounts. That's where the screw threads in. These things actually pop in. And when they pop out, all you got is a hole. So I have two that I found from another scrap face panel. This one was already soldered in. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to put them in there and solder them in. Here's the pitiful condition these knobs are in. I'm going to restore these knobs. If you can believe it, those are knob caps. Those are supposed to be bright brass. Look at that, black as coal. A couple of missing knobs we're going to replace. These brass rings will be polished because those are solid brass, and they're going to get new caps. Again, soap, water, and Brillo. That's what polishes the brass ring. A nice Brillo job. Get them shiny again, and then we're going to lacquer them. They have to be lacquered afterwards so they don't tarnish anymore. Okay, so I'm going to scrub this. Okay, welcome back. I want to say this is going to be the final segment in this extensive restoration of this 500C that we've seen a little bit of in prior videos. I got it standing up on end here. Here's all the restored knobs. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna lay it down so you can see it proper. But she's beautiful. I got it hooked up to the scope. I'm just gonna do a quick power output check. Here with the load resistors. These are vintage 1960s, possibly even 1950s Dale power resistors. They are 250 watt resistors. You can see they have these ribs for heat sinks. You can bolt them to a metal plate for additional heat sinking. They are 1% tolerance. Very, very precise resistors. We have those hooked up as a load. I have my leader audio generator. And, the standard 1,000 cycles coming out of there. So here's what you do. You got to hook up an AC voltmeter. And digital is the best. Otherwise, you have to use an RMS meter. There's a long story behind that. I mean, you'll be close if you just use a regular meter, but you really should use an RMS meter or a digital meter with a very high impedance. So here's what we do. We crank this thing up to clipping. Okay, bring it right up to clipping. Right, just as she's going to clip. And you measure the voltage. What do we get? Like 12 volts. Yeah, just about 12 volts. Let's see. Yeah, nice clean clip. Yeah, 11.5, 12 volts. I'm going to say 12 volts. So 12 volts, what you do is you take it, you square it, 12 times 12, divided by 8. You get like 22 watts, something like that. Anyway, that's about what we're going to get out of these tubes. I put a brand new set of tubes in. I only got 28 watts out of it, and these tubes are almost new, so I think they're going to be fine. This is also how you adjust these two phase inverter controls. This one, obviously from the other side, you adjust them until the clip is nice and clean. You get a nice clean clip on the scope. Okay, so this thing, as you know, you've been following the video. I think this is if I'm not mistaken, the 4th video on this unit. Was quite the job. It had extensive problems. It had irregular parts. I mean, it was just a mess. The volume control the panel was literally torn right out. It ripped all the threads in the volume control. There was melted wires. I mean, it was just an absolute mess. All that's been fixed, cleaned. And the amazing thing about this is every single IF transformer and every single filter capacitor is fresh as a daisy. They test perfect. Probably means the set had a lot of use because the more the electrolytics get used, the fresher they stay. And the only thing we changed, obviously, was the bias filter. That should be changed. Don't even check it, just change it. And of course, we got these super high quality Sprague capacitors in here. These beautiful, beautiful Sprague capacitors. We doubled the capacitance, 2200 microfarad, as opposed to 1000 microfarad, a little more than double capacitance. New speaker impedance wires, and new everything. The thing is like beautiful. All right, I'll show you the top side when I lay it down. I'm going to just finish this up and just make sure everything. Always leave it, run for a while. Put it up to, full output. Just let it sit. Make sure nothing's going to start frying. Nothing's going to start smoking. Everything looks good. I'm going to do this for a little longer, and then we're going to lay it down, and we'll put some music through it. And the FM signal here is terrible, by the way. Ever since the World Trade Center went, and the signal's just not like it used to be. The new one doesn't have the same whatever it is, the dispersion pattern, I guess. We get terrible FM out here, and I'm in the basement, so all my sophisticated tests are done with the generators. That's another thing. We did all the alignments. Sound Technology 1000A, that's for your stereo and your FM. That's AM generator. We don't want that. This is the IF generator. This is a Fisher built generator. See? 10.7 megahertz sweep generator. We use this. There's the Fisher property tag. Look at that. Built by Fisher engineers. This is the generator I use for the IF. So that's the IF. This is the FM and the stereo. That box next to it, by the way, is in case you want to broadcast. That'll actually provide the emphasis. This is actually a little transmitter, and this will provide the pre-emphasis. See? So you can actually broadcast a little antenna and have proper de-emphasis. Okay, so interesting when you do the alignment on this. I'm going to show you this in case you tried to do this at home. There's a step in the alignment procedure where they tell you to take 247K resistors, and this is what you got to do. You got to take 247K resistors, solder them together like this, and the other end you have alligator clips. So you have this little contraption, and one end of the alligator clip goes to a specific test point as outlined in the instructions. The other one goes to ground, and you connect your meter to the junction of the two resistors. And that's how you adjust your detector, the FM detector. And like I says, everything aligned beautifully in this set. I'm going to show you in the manual. I think you'll be able to read it. I spelled something on this. I got plenty of these manuals. Here, here's where they tell you. And there's the instructions on doing that. 247K resistors. And this is the alignment instructions. See, FM alignment. This is for the 500C. It's pretty simple stuff. You got to have the right equipment, a little bit of experience, and you got to be prepared in case one of those cores breaks in the, or if one of them's frozen, or if you need an IF transformer, you're dead in the water. All right, unless you contact me and you get one, or you get one from a scrap unit and hope it's good. All right, next step, I'm going to take this thing, put the bottom cover back on. I think we're done. Put the bottom cover on, and we're going to flip it over, and you're going to see a nice, pretty 500C. I think we spoke about this bottom cover, and I can't remember if we did or we didn't. We were talking about these little things that pop out, the threaded little inserts, and yeah, we replaced two of them, soldered them in. One was already soldered; they just resoldered it. So that's what that looks like, and that's so you can mount your feet. You gotta have, you never lay one of these things on like carpeting or anything like that. Those feet, so the unit is elevated, so it's ventilated. Okay. Well, there it is, all finished. You had two good output tubes, at least they seemed to be good, and I matched them up with two other tubes, but I just couldn't get the output, so we put a brand new set of electro harmonics 7591s. These are pretty good tubes. They sound beautiful. I don't even think they make them anymore. I had these in my stock, luckily. because they are not available anymore. But the set is done. It is beautiful. It sounds gorgeous. Everything checks out impeccably. The voltages, performance. Unfortunately, we have terrible FM signal here, and there's nothing on FM anyway to really listen to these days, just about. So, that is it. 500C, early version. Just remember what this looked like in the first video. Looked like it came from the top of a trash pail. And now look at it. This is my business. I've been doing it for over 40 years. I hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope you learned something. Any questions whatsoever, please let me know. I'm very forthcoming with my information. I keep no secrets. I want you to learn. I want you to do this because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing it. So someone has to learn. Someone has to know. We're going to have to do a good video on alignments, especially the FM 1000. I don't think there's a person around who would know how to align that thing today. It would be very difficult. You need experience. That's the thing. It's got its quirks you need to learn about, and so on and so forth. As does the 500C. But this one is perfect, and it'll be going back to its owner soon. Okay, take care. From Vacuum to Paradise here. Fisherdoc.com is my website. Fisherdoc@AOL.com is my email. Feel free, email anytime.